Within TPRM-as-a-Service, what you're really looking at is how do I take some of those nuances, those little things that just take up a lot of my time, and those little things that take up my resources and my team's time. Things like following up with vendors. So traditionally I'd send them an email, or I would send them a note that says come into my GRC platform, and then I'd have to provision those accounts, I'd have to follow up, I'd have to do a lot of things as an organization. With TPRM-as-a-Service, you don't have to do those things. We have an operations team, and it's in their best interest to go into the system, to actually proactively get people to be part of the system, to get them to actually fill out help desk, get them into the platform and answering questions. And so we actually go through those practices and through those steps. The approach that we've taken historically and traditionally for validation is just not the approach that's going to help us scale. It's one that's very resource intensive, very professional, personnel related intensive. And so what we've done is we've actually helped to augment that. We've attached our services teams, so our traditional GRC teams and consulting teams that have helped organizations for years to do validations and risk assessments, attach them alongside of our companies and our clients, actually attach them with it so they can do 20 or 30 assessments a year, and we can do 20 or 30 assessments a year. They can do 50 or 60, we can do 50 or 60. We can start taking on some of those assessments that need to get done and actually doing those alongside with them inside the technology platform. So now you're not just getting a thud factor of actually a report that comes back to you that you have to dig through and look at, but you actually are getting that information inside the platform, inside the service. And that's really one of the things that we're really leaning forward and starting to take that how do we change this game? How do we understand that? We've also integrated with certain partners that actually bring us some of that, what I like to call cyber threat intelligence, bringing that information from the outside that you see on an organization and be able to understand that from controls or from an external risk factor perspective, looking at that and bringing that into it.